yellow. Just a little update on the Interceptor. Not a vast amount of progress being made. I do have the avionics thing kind of finished, and remember I was going with an idea that the little missiles, the rockets that they have on the flanks, they were going to come out on a little tray for, you know, when they're loading them up. So I kind of made one of them. It's not attached because it's quite fragile. So in the pictures you'll see it there. It's for demonstration purposes only. But the avionics bay looks okay. Again, I'm trying to keep it in that sort of, you know, the spirit of the 60s when they were building these things, which were supposed to be in the future, 100 years in the future, as it were. Now, remember what I was saying about the engine, about how as soon as I posted it online, I was promptly informed that it wasn't technically correct. You know, this is science fiction. Fiction is the operative word here. But now that I've actually gone and done the fuel tank, which are supposed to be located on the spine of the aircraft, this thing that I came up with doesn't technically work now. In that it kind of encroaches into the area of where the fuel tank would be. Now, to be honest with you, I wasn't 100% happy with this. You know, it looks the part, but I may actually go ahead and try and come up with the twin turbine thing like it's actually supposed to. Well, I say supposed to be, you know what I mean? Because I've actually found a few other online resources that do show the twin turbines, and I've even seen somebody else who was detailing the Interceptor, and again he's actually showing just he's cutting off some of these panels on the shoulder here to show the turbine underneath. So what I was actually thinking of was, because I'm going to show the Interceptor as if it was in like maintenance at cloud base, that this whole area would now detach and the engines would drop down. So I'm going to build this little sort of the base of the aircraft with these twin turbines that are going to merge into the one outlet, the one burner can, as it were. No idea how I'm going to do it. Probably use start on the body of a pen or something, a Bic pen, or well, not a Bic pen because they're hexagonal, but you know what I mean. And then just go from there. Maybe I'll wait and see. I'm not quite sure. The cockpit. I've managed to fill the area where the cockpit would be. It's a little bit tighter than it possibly should be in relation to the way I've built the seat. The seat I'm quite happy with, actually. It's completely scratch built, obviously, made from plasticard, and it does resemble, you know, an Angel Interceptor seat, a Viper seat. Now the thing is, as far as the cockpit's concerned, even the pictures that I've managed to source of the Viper's cockpit, they seem to vary from scene to scene and from episode to episode. In some cases you can actually see that the cockpit is interior green with a couple of little controls here and there, but when you get the close-up of the Angel, you know, on the steering yoke, the control yoke, the control stick, the joystick, I'll get there eventually, you can see that there's some kind of weird 60s kind of mess of buttons and dials and things that you just wouldn't see in a fighter jet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of compromise a little bit. I'm going to do it interior green because basically that looks good and it'd be a nice contrast to the white anyway. And I'm using a decal for the sidewall detail. I'm not going to rib it or anything like that. This is actually a decal from the Dauntless, which were redundant because when I used the Ares resin set for the Dauntless, so all its interiors were spare. So these are, it's actually a radio box, but I'm going to cut it in such a way and then decal the side of it so it looks like there's little knobs and levers and whatnot. I'll make it look a little bit busier, because the way I've designed the seat, I mean, when you look at the Interceptor on the actual episodes, it's a vast expanse, a cavernous cockpit. So the way I've designed the seat's a little bit tighter in there, so I didn't want to sort of, well, I couldn't really put any sidewall detail, to be honest with you. So yeah, I'm quite actually happy with the seat. It looks like a Viper seat, with the big comfy red leather cushions. I haven't put the straps on it yet. I haven't put any kind of harnesses or anything, but I'll easily make them up hopefully. And I'm starting to detail the area to the rear of the seat, which seems to have sort of oxygen cylinders and a wee bit of sort of airframe and whatnot. So that's looking okay. And as I say, one of the reasons that kind of sort of pushed me towards making the twin turbine engines was when I finished doing the fuel tank area on the spine. Well, when I say finished doing it, when I constructed it, it kind of sort of pushed this one out of the equation, as it were. But like I say, it's science fiction at the end of the day. One thing I'm going to have to do though is I'm going to try and figure out a way of vac forming my own canopy. Now the canopy, I was originally going to show the canopy open, but I don't think these canopies do actually open, because obviously the angels are inserted suppository like into the underside of the aircraft. So the canopies, I think, are just one piece, or they're fixed, I should say, maybe not one piece, but they don't open like a typical aircraft canopy would. But the Airfix canopy is very smooth on the top, where if you look at the actual Vipers on the shows and whatnot, it seems to come up and then go down, which is fine because the seat is quite large and it's not going to fit otherwise. So I'm not quite sure I'm going to do it. Maybe get some hardwood and try and sculpt and then vac form over that. I mean, the canopy is clear enough, you will see detail in there, but it'd be nice to have something that is a little bit thinner and shows the detail inside. As far as the instrument panel is concerned, I'm actually just using the Airfix decal that come with the kit. I mean, these things are printed by Cartograph. It's a bit bright and colourful, and I'm actually just going to glue the cut. I'm not actually going to take it off as a decal. I've actually just cut the paper, and I'm just going to glue that in place, just down there, as it were. Which will just add fuss and clutter to the cockpit. But it's coming along slowly but surely. I've had a few other wee things to do the last couple of weeks, so progress has been slow but sure. So basically, as I say, it's just a little update just to keep you updated, because that's what updates are, as to where I am with the Viper, the Angel Interceptor, and God knows what the next video will be. I'm starting to get twitchings for the Hellcat again. I'd like to get the X-Wing finished, and as it was my birthday just a couple of weeks ago, the wife bought me a Hobby Boss 1/48 scale A10, and it's the twin-seater version, which you don't often see. Most people seem to do the one-seater. Lewis Colladito, one, he's just finished his Beast, and it's nice. And when I see things like that, I just, you get, itchy glue fingers. You just want to start building one of them, especially if you've got it in the stash. And Rob's going and building the Lancaster, and I got a Lancaster for my birthday as well, the Dam Buster one. I can't start any more kits. I've got to get things finished. I've got to start finishing things. Otherwise it's... Anyway, there we are. So God knows what the next video will be. But, that's what makes life more exciting, isn't it? I almost forgot. A video wouldn't be a video without a little update on Rob's tank. It's pretty much finished. How could a kit with 5 pieces be? It's taken me longer than... Anyway, so I've actually just finished off the dam. I've put a wee bit of gloss on the mud to make it look wet. I've muddied up the tank, been constantly weathering at it. Put a little stump of a tree. I can't remember if that was in the last video or not. But hopefully by the end of this video I'll be able to take some pictures. I painted the base there to give it a nice little black surround. So yeah, Rob, you wanted to see what I could do with it? I'll spit that again. Rob, you wanted to see what I could do with it? Well, there you go.